Hi Gemini, welcome to your energy check-in. This is going to be a little bit longer than the ones that I usually do. Actually more like the ones that I used to do on my channel, which I actually prefer, the longer readings. So welcome today. You guys know these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't actually have to have any Gemini in your chart at all. And you don't actually have to be checking this reading at the time that it's posted, which is around mid-April 2021. Just if the title speaks to you, it's for you. And if it resonates, right? If it resonates, then it's for you. And then if it's corroborated with a personal reading, then it's certainly for you. Speaking of that, if you'd like a personal reading with me, please do feel free to follow the link for Etsy. That's where I have my shop. Please know that I do offer readings for as low as 20 and they go up to close to 300. So I have quite a few, so please feel free to come out. Take a looky look, okay? All right, speaking of taking a looky look, I feel, Gemini, if this reading is for you at this time, and these readings are good for about 30 days, so always keep checking back as the energies unfold, okay? I'm feeling for you that there's something that's going on in your life at this time. It may or may not relate to you or involve you directly, but I see you helicoptering, hovering over it. Oh, this wants to be turned around. Gosh, it practically fought me for a second there. So there's something going on in your life that you're kind of hovering above like a helicopter. And the question is, why are you hovering and not necessarily getting your feet in there? For some of you, it's because you want to be in observation mode and it's something that you're thinking about getting involved in. So if it's like some type of business or career or school situation is what I'm seeing for some. But for some of you, it's because, well, it's messy down there. Maybe you're looking in as two people are going through a divorce of some sort or some kind of situation where there's a conflict. But either way, I just get this idea that you would like to stay at a safe distance for the time being. Oh, over here? Okay, great. I love to see this card. I've been noticing that this card has been popping up for quite a few people lately. And whenever I see that card, it really tends to speak to me about some type of an anointing of ease in some type of process. So I'm not necessarily getting that this is a process that's going on here, but I do want to throw that out there. Instead, it just looks like this card comes up and you're just like, oh, I get it. Oh, what was that all about? Right? So that indicates to me that it's an arrival point more so than anything. So whatever it is you're observing now, there's a reason why you're observing it. Maybe there's some type of harmonic resonance within you. For example, if you're like seeing two people go through a divorce and you're just observing it, you're seeing them argue, this and that. You're like, guys, I don't want to get involved. The reason why you're kind of invested, even though you're not involving yourself, is maybe because you have some unresolved issues on the inside, right? And that could be coming from childhood. That's just how these things go. Eventually, though, I see that your spirit will have had its fill, so to speak, quote unquote. It will have had its fill of observations. And eventually, it will glean whatever it needs to glean. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, that was it. Oh, okay, well, I got it. And for those of you who are observing a process because you're thinking about getting involved, so maybe you're looking at a business of some type, or maybe you're considering, should I get involved in this school program or this master's degree or whatever, at the end of that time, you will have made a decision after you glean what it is that you'd like to glean, okay? And again, I don't see any big fanfare, nothing big. Now, if it is that you're looking at somebody else because you're trying to get an idea of how they move through their own space, because maybe you're considering reaching out to them to initiate some type of romantic relationship, then I do feel, if that's your case, it kind of feels that for about 30% of you, you're going to decide to walk away. It's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, okay, I see them now, and they're okay, all right. I see why I was interested in the first place, but now I understand why I'm not. But for the rest of you, I do feel that you will see something special in that person. I'm getting a photo, what do you call it? Photo lens. So like if you have a camera and you know the lens, and you're like, that's how it sounds. We all know that's how it sounds. Anyway, so I'm seeing that's for somebody here, but it's almost like you're going to decide, oh, okay, I'm seeing something special in them. I'm gonna go ahead and initiate contact. Okay, so long story short, wow, they really had me splay that out for you guys. Long story short, you guys, who are you guys again? Oh my god, Gemini. My gems, how could I forget about you? Well, because these are signless ultimately. Whoever you are, you're going to be going through an observational period, and you're going to arrive at a decision later on. Okay? I'm getting no later than May, by the way. Okay, no later than May. Now, I know I said that these readings extend to, a radius of 30 days or whatnot. However, I do usually notice that with my readings or the messages that come through, these energies tend to unfold in their own time. So always, remember what you watch and keep coming back. I do feel that as you're moving forward, there's going to be a time, and I feel like it's now actually for some of you. I'm feeling the heart space, feeling kind of lonely right now. And for some of you, even moving in, and ooh, guys, sorry, just got hit with some really heavy past lifetime energies. Feels very courtly. So some of you may have had time at court. I'm getting a very Leonine energy as well. Like maybe, I say that in reference to Leos and court life and royal life. There's something going on there, past lifetime stuff. But either way, I'm just getting that right now and going forward a little bit, there's going to be a speculation period. Your heart feels like it's a little bit on pause. It feels a little bit cold, a little bit, like a little bit, almost a little confused. Like, I don't know which way to go on this. Whatever this issue is, it need not be the same issue that we were talking about earlier. Okay, I'm reading the energies here as they're being displayed. But it's like... and I'm getting the number 13. That should mean something to somebody, but it's kind of like I don't know how to feel about what it is that I'm looking at. And I do feel with this family of light card in the reversed, remember that card wanted to reverse itself, I feel like you're going to be having a very human, very singular, very hermit, very alone, I don't want to say lonely, alone moment. Now think about it. We feel lonely all the time, right? We're human beings. But how often do we truly have a moment of feeling alone? Alone, alone. Okay, even, maybe those times are usually like, hey, I'm in the bathroom. Finally, no one's coming in. I don't feel anyone's energy. Or for some of us, it's in the car when we're driving somewhere. But how often is that, right? And so I do feel that this is one of those moments that you're going to have that. Now, let's talk about that moment. It's almost like I'm zooming in. There's that camera lens again. Let's zoom in for a second. And I feel that in so doing, in that moment of aloneness, it's a portal or some type of portal to a level of maturity. So let's unpack that for a second. That's a moment where all of the BS, all of the song and dance, it's like, and now you're just alone in your moment. No one's watching you. No one knows what you're doing. You don't have to even speak a word. You don't have to report back to anybody. And in that moment, you can have a level of authenticity with which to observe what it is that's going on around you and to ask yourself, is this something that I would like to continue down the road? Or is this something that I would like to disassociate myself from? Now, let's look at why they call it a maturity moment. It's because you're tapped into your authenticity. And in that moment, what can come from an authentic moment save for maturity and a mature decision? And I do feel that you're going to make a decision that is mature and in your best interest moving down the line. Now, again, as I said, for some of you, you may end up choosing to end something in your life following this moment of reflection. And I do feel that those energies will be dissolved. Let's put it that way, dissolved no later than September. I'm feeling a lot in August. I mean, hold on. Yeah, I'm like, what's the 8th month? August. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of you will have resolved this or dissolved this energetic connection by August. But for some of you, by no later than September. I'm just feeling that no later than September. Okay. And I just feel like it's going to be, and the maturity of this is that it's going to end like the night, just silently. You know, when things end maturely, they don't end with a bang. You know what I mean? When there's immaturity around, there's this huge hullabaloo. There's, I need to get my voice out, and you need to listen, and it's all of that. And I don't understand why you don't, right? But when there's a mature ending of something, it's authentically founded, and with the authentic touch of authenticity, there's this understanding, like, oh, okay, well, I understand why this is the move that I need to make, and I understand it so well that it's unsustainable to continue on, so this is what it's going to be. And because of that sheer understanding, it's an easy situation. Now, as I'm saying that, I'm feeling a lot of you, I gotta be honest, a lot of you feminines are watching, and I'm feeling that there's a sense of sadness from you and a fear from you. I'm feeling you coming off this card a lot. And the fear that I'm getting is, oh my gosh, is this person, because I feel like you're cross-watching for a Gemini, and or whoever, and you're cross-watching, and this person seems to resonate with this line of situation I was saying, and you're starting to wonder, am I going to be turned down by this person? Is this person going to let me go? That's the fear that I'm seeing. Now, I do have to tell you, Mother Mary's energy is coming in now to say, listen, even if this person were to let this connection go and let you go along with it, there's going to be something for you. She's directing us to this destiny card. Thanks, Mother Mary. God, love her. But look, the destiny moment she's saying is, and trust me guys, this is not going to be easy to understand or feel at this moment. I understand how hard it is, right? But it's the truth. At this moment, you may not understand it or feel it legitimately, but Mother Mary is saying that, or the Divine Mother is saying that, to each his own. If this person does decide to let go, or for some of you, excommunicate themselves, or just extricate themselves, or let this connection fall by the wayside, whatever words you want to say, if this partnership ends up being dissolved, she's saying, then you have to believe that there is somebody else coming in for you and somebody else coming in for them at some point later on. At the very least, there are pathways that open up to receive you. So she's saying it's not going to be the end of your existence and your world. Now, it's interesting that, yeah, just as I said, I was going to say, it's interesting that she said that, because I felt a little pushback. Like, for some people, it's like, I don't want to live if I can't have this. And you saw how this card fell over. It's like, I don't want to be single. If I don't want to be single. This is the single card on the Dark Angel card right there. So this shows me that, yes, there may be some of you that get into this mode, and understandably, because you guys know me, right? I'm a romantic at heart. Understandably, you may get into this moment if you're the partner being let go, where you're like, I don't want to live if I can't be chosen by this person. Look at this. There's the King of Swords along with the same card we just had. It's like decision time, right? Decision time. But I have to be in decision time single, letting go, right? But at the same time, I want to point out that these two cards are coming out together. Masculine energy being masculine polarity, regardless of the biological gender, right? Masculine polarity coming through as the King of Swords, making this decision, and the feminine polarity coming through as the Nine of Pentacles, right? That independent energy. So the story that I'm seeing here again is, it's not an easy decision, but for some of the people going through this observation and reflection stage, they will choose to dissolve the partnership. And for some of you cross-watching, I do feel that you're afraid that you will fall into that category where you are, I'm hearing the words deceived, but where you are let go. Spirit is reminding you of two things. Again, to recap, they're reminding you that life goes on. You have a soul contract. This person has a soul contract. And the second thing that I want to add now, Spirit is saying that from a higher level, there is accordance. And that means that your spirits, both of you, from a higher level, look, there's the High Priestess, hidden energies, intuitive. Oh, what's that? Whatever that is wants to come out. From a higher level, Hermit card, boom, right? From a higher level, both spirits have gotten together and sat around the table with guides and everything and said, okay, it's time to hang this up. And so down to the bottom here in this physical world, it comes across as the dissolving of the partnership, right? But it's already been decided. Both parties agree from the higher level. Let's see, the feminine wants to say this. Look at that, how it fell on her. Four of Wands in reverse. We know the Four of Wands is a happy union. But what the feminine, whoever is watching this, the feminine here is saying from a higher perspective is going forward with this connection is not going to honor me. All right. Notice that it does feel that the feminine is the one that's going to be let go. For those who are going to let go, I want to remind you back in the beginning of this reading, I told you some of you, whoever you are, after the reflection period will choose to initiate contact with this person and choose to stay together or to pursue them, and then some will choose to dissolve a partnership. For right now, we're looking at those who end up dissolving. The message is that from a higher perspective, both parties have made this decision. Whoever is in the feminine polarity, they are saying which has nothing to do with biological gender. Remember, they are saying that this is because for them, it's not advantageous to stay in union or connection with this masculine energy. It's almost like I'm not being served and this person's not being served. 16 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock, just as I looked up. So that's what's the word? Alignment. Both energies are aligning, and that's what they're both kind of saying from a higher level. Down here, we're always the last to know, right? And we, in my opinion, we're the one left holding all the pain and sadness, right? But at the higher levels, I mean, they're making these decisions, right? They're bringing my attention up to this past lifetime energy, just showing in between lives right here. Boop, don't ask. Don't ask how I saw that. We just see that in between lives, and they're saying destiny. Okay, there is free will involved in things, but remember, free will a lot of times, yes, sometimes the free will can direct like major changes, right? But sometimes what happens from free will is that you change the experience of what's happening, but you still have to go through it. So for example, this looks like something that was destined to not move forward. Does that make sense? It's destined to not be for all seasons, but just for one. But the free will can come in the terms of how willingly you accept it, what you do with your heartbreak, how you comport yourself during the situation, right? And so Spirit is kind of getting us to look at those kinds of things. So I do feel this is one of those connections, if this reading is for you, where it's about the quality of the experience. I don't necessarily see that this experience or this union was meant to go forward. And in fact, take a look here. We've got this. To me, sometimes the high priestess comes through with the contract energy. She sits there and she shows us seashells at the seashore. No, she shows us. Geez. Okay, stop. This lady shows us the presence of a contract. And she doesn't necessarily come forward to make comment on it right now, right? She's just like, it's here. But look at the motivation, or look at the quality of this contract. It's hermit. It's not designed to move forward, okay? There's that transition, that death and transition. Notice as I move that card to show the death card, we have the strength card. So for some of you, if this is your energy, I feel you going through it, okay? Trust me. One of my hallmarks of my life is like chronic unrequited love. So I get it. Hey. I get it. Okay? I get it. We're going to leave it at that. But this is the quality of this connection. All right. So let's go ahead and move those cards, because that's not going to be for all of you. Remember that, and remember that I'm doing a general reading right now. This is the realm of a personal reading. When you want to understand how it relates to you, you've got to get a personal reading. Whoa, okay. Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go, King of Pentacles? Where would you like to go All right, so the King of Pentacles is coming in referring to you, the viewer. This is kind of feeling like it's up for grabs who this could be. It could be the male or energy or whoever, right? But I'm getting this energy that whoever this is representing has got so much going for them. But it's difficult to make a move. It's difficult to move out of their space. In fact, take a look here. This is great, this third ray of creative intelligence. See how this energy is cracked out, but this is what would be great to have happen, right? But look what we have instead. This King of Pentacles energy is showing me energetically that it's kind of like I have everything I need. I'm the King of Pentacles, male, female, gender non-conforming. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a car. I've got this. My bills are at least paid, and I've got food, and see how the energy is getting tight, but I just don't have the will to live right now. I don't have the will to live. And when I see this card, it usually, when I see the King of Pentacles, it usually kind of gives me this vibe of someone who's stuck under ivy plants just growing over them. They're not moving, right? I know that's not the original reading of the King of Pentacles, but I do read intuitively, and sometimes that's the message that comes through the King of Pentacles. So whoever this is representing, it very well could be this person who ends up feeling left behind or being left behind, because look, it's part of their life path, but could very much feel like even though you have everything as the King of Pentacles, you're left empty-handed. Why? Because what is it that you want? Love. Because look at this. I'm left empty-handed. Why am I left empty-handed over and over and over again? They've got the pentacle, but they don't have the rose, right? And look how it's like pointing towards the divine grace, law of efficiency. This card, like I said, whenever that card pops up, it kind of speaks about an anointing of ease. And so as I'm looking at this energy, it's like, why would this energy of having everything but feeling is so emotionally unfulfilled and almost like having low prana, not having the will to live or to survive or to move forward or to do anything for yourself because of this depression of just being, the words that are coming are useless, unwanted, rejection, right? All of this, Spirit is saying, they're saying that's all that you're carrying inside. And that's the hard part. That's what's hard. But they're saying the process itself is easy, right? Yeah, the process itself is easy to reach up to Spirit and say, every day when you wake up, please, God, give me the strength to move through this. Please give me the strength to move through it. My heart doesn't feel like it's in it, but please let my feet have the strength to move forward. Give my hands the strength to make food. Give my mind the strength to process whatever it is that I need to do for work. And right, so ask God to animate you. So that's the ease part. That's God saying, we have you. We've got you. Let us have your burdens and we will tend to your heart, right? In fact, look at the energy. The card is underlined, the whole card, the whole reading has the overlooking card of the love card, right? But look at it. It's empty. You're feeling empty. So Spirit is saying the love is there. Give us your body, give us your surrender is what they're saying, and we'll care for you. And I just noticed this card underneath. Look, that's the elevation card. Ding, ding, ding. But it's also surrender, right? With God, you can move from here to here. Notice her eyes are closed. Of course, you can't notice it because the camera's too high, but they're closed, I swear. Her eyes are closed because she doesn't need to have her eyes open for this. It's about surrendering, right? Let's take a look at these cards. Yeah, boom, there it is, guys. What are we doing? Same message. God is like, we know you had to give something up. I'm seeing the same bittersweet energy. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. It's literally wish fulfillment. But yet the energy coming off of this is the same as this King of Pentacles. I have all my needs met, but my heart is empty. This is not my wish. It wasn't my wish to give up what I wanted. It wasn't my wish to be empty-handed, followed by the grief card. Look at this. But Spirit is saying, this is a moment for strength. My guides, I'm sorry, my guides are in it. They're like, come on. They're like, we know how you feel. Okay. But look, This is that part of you that wants you to keep going. You see how now I've just, as I'm talking, I'm intuitively just they're saying the word strengthening, but I was going to say straightening these cards right underneath the life path. So spirit is saying this is when the test of strength comes in. You're still the magician despite your feelings of lack. Even though you have so much, you have everything, you still feel lack because you're not feeling emotionally fulfilled. But this is where strength comes in. They say that love is a choice. There are going to be times when you don't feel like loving who you're with, or you don't feel like loving people or loving anything, maybe even in yourself. So you have to choose to do so. Happiness is a choice. There are so many reasons not to feel happy. You can list them, right? With all the bitterness and anger and justified energy behind you. But spirit is saying that's why it belongs to the realm of choice. So you have to make a choice to surrender and give it up to spirit, because that's the only way out of this, spirit is saying. Take a look at these cards, how they've fallen. See, I don't want to move them. Underneath, we have this Eight of Cups. I can already tell it's the Eight of Cups, walking away energy. And then we've got this High Priestess, hidden energy. What's hidden here? Look. Yes, this is the Eight of Cups underneath, but look what's standing. What's exposed? One cup. So Spirit is saying that there's still something to be had from this entire situation. Because here we have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, but founded in a place of pure grief. So you're not actually emotionally fulfilled. You have your wishes fulfilled. You've got it. You've got your house, you've got everything, but your heart is empty. So technically it's like, you make the choice to surrender to spirit, and look what pops up. It's hidden. One cup. One cup plus 9 is 10. And the 10 of Cups is literally the card of emotional fulfillment. So this is an energy where spirit is saying, keep going. It hurts right now. This is a moment of truth. It's a moment where your mettle, METTLE, is being tested. But you've got to move forward, because what's actually hidden and you don't realize it is emotional fulfillment coming for you. And in fact, there's the Eight of Cups. But in fact, they say that when you leave the Eight of Cups, walking away energy, you come into the Nine of Cups because you're walking away from something to find your wish fulfillment. But here, you've reached to that place, Gem, or whoever you are, and you're not emotionally fulfilled, but you do have some things happening for you. And for some of you, those things are happening for you in the positive because you've left some situation, or a situation has dissolved in your favor. It doesn't feel that way, but in your favor. As you move forward, though, with the strength of the divine, and you get into that whole footprint situation. You know the footprint situation where there's that image of you walking on the beach, and there's like 2 sets of footprints, and you're like, and there's something, and then there's like one, and you're like, oh my God, I thought I was alone. And then you're like, no, you weren't alone, I was carrying you. It's one of those things. It's that moment in life when you have to be carried, and from that you get to the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Okay, as I said that, I saw the words big little liar on here. So that energy is what's coming through for some of you guys. And trust me, again, listen guys, you know, when I do my readings, I bring my heart into it. I am channeling, but I'm also observing, right? That's why I can have a reaction just as you can when I see some of these cards turn over. I get it. I'm like, spirit. I've had plenty of arguments with my guides. Like, no, if you guys love me, you wouldn't let this happen over and over and over again. Never finding love. No one ever is interested. They don't stay along. All of that stuff, right? I get it. But trust me, spirit is saying that energy of not trusting, that energy that I just heard from you guys, the collective, saying big little liar, right? That's going to keep you back. That's going to keep you back. Oh, they want me to bring up another set of cards. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Oh, these ones. Because they were like, there's one card in here they showed me saying, I forgot what it's called, slay the demons or slay them all, right? And that's the energy that you need to be in right now, where you listen. Oh, what's that? Oh, is it this one? Where you listen, oopsies. Where you listen to the things that you are saying to yourself, and you get rid of those things, right? Expectations, garden. expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval, right? So some of you may be actually, in a sense, looking for permission to do certain things, looking for approval, looking for guidance and whatnot. This is also a moment where you're going to just have to turn inward, right? Something lovely will grow from this. This is what Spirit is saying. You are getting to a place where it's going to pay off. It's not right now, but it's going to pay off. Now, why are you going through this? Well, it's about self-respect is what Spirit is saying. Treat your body like the palace it is. For some of you, I do see drug situations, right? So some of you are being asked to disconnect, they're saying, from some members of society. Okay. Who may have brought, they're saying, undue influences into your life, okay? So they're just kind of going there. You can manifest your every wish. We know this, right? This is also a message. Okay, this is the last card. What is this? Voyage, you already have all the answers. Ugh. So as they say this, I'm starting to get the idea that somebody here, or some of you here, may actually be watching and may actually be dealing with a marriage situation. So maybe you're married, as I just looked at the clock, 30 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So you may be married, or you may be going through some type of what's the word? Dissolution. Dissolution? Okay, yeah, whatever. Of some major commitment in your life that feels almost like a marriage. And of course, for somebody here, for some of you, it could actually be not a relationship, but actually a work situation. So maybe you're leaving a job, or just whatever this is. It's a major connection, a major commitment, and it's dissolving. And I do see that in the wake of this breakdown of this connection, this separation, I see that you may have lost your way a little bit. Like, you need to right yourself a little bit. Like, okay, where do I go now? What does this mean about me? Where does this leave me? Now, it's interesting that I said that, because over here, this is my what now card. Whenever this card comes out, it's like, what now? Because we have this lovely person here holding this cute little ball that their higher self has dropped into their hands. What now? What do I do with this? Now, Spirit is showing the mirroring between this card, the what now card, and the Ace of Pentacles card. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is here to show that this is the $1 million question that you should be asking right now. What now? I've lost it. For some of you, I've lost everything. I've lost everything, and I'm going to complete that sentence, that defined me, that I thought related to my identity. So Spirit is actually saying that's actually not the case. All of this stuff, this marriage, this job, this whatever, had nothing to do with who you are, and everything to do with who you were being in this world. But who you are is not so easily arrived at, and it's not so easily defined by your social status of married, single, divorced, whatever, of judge, of corporate person, of janitor, of whatever. These are not things that are going to define you. Spirit defines you. It's your strength in these times that define you, right? So when we're starting to look at what words we can say to define us, we look for words like resilience, persistence, right? Worthiness, awareness, acknowledgement. These things like that, we look for that. And we don't look for all these other things that can easily be demolished by a change in social standing, is what Spirit is saying. And so Spirit is, for whoever you guys are, Spirit is taking a moment and replacing this focus on love, or this connection, whether it's union, right? Whether it's between you and another person, or you and a job, or you and your dreams, or whatever. Look at how they're giving you a little bit of a time out. It's like they're saying they're giving you a room with a view, is what they're saying. So this card says home. They've brought you home for a little bit. They've got you in here. You're recuperating, but it's almost like there's this skylight above you. You can look up. So in a sense, this is giving me Four of Swords energy. Remember, the Four of Swords energy is about temporary time out, temporary rest. And the whole point of that is for you to sit and relax and just sleep if you need. Regroup, regather your strength. But it's also got some hints of the Hermit for me. The Hermit card is like the Four of Swords. In my opinion, they're very similar, except when we talk about the Hermit, it does carry its nuance of having major insights coming in. It's like that card, the Hermit card, along with the Four of Swords card and the Hanged Man card, are three cards for me that speak of reflection. But they have their nuances. For when I do my readings, when the Hanged Man is present, it means stagnation, right? And that can take on its own flavor, right? Stagnation and insights coming in, but it's almost like a little bit of a forced insight. When it's time for the Hermit, that can carry a divine energy. It can carry a sense of maturity. It can carry even a sense of agency, like you choosing to take time out to reflect, to receive. But it's not so much a non-active card as in the Hanged Man, which is just pure stagnation, standstill, and in the Four of Swords, which is more like a rest, contemplative mood. The Hermit is like more of an active, like they're just doing things, they're in their own space, but they're still out there doing their thing. Here I see a major influence of Four of Swords energy with that Home card. You're being put on rest, recuperation, but with a skylight, so that you may still receive, you may still look up and pray and surrender and receive guidance. Okay, so if this is for you, Gemini, I don't know who you are in this whole process. If you're stuck and you're wondering, well, is this for me? At this point, if you're still wondering who you are, it's not your reading, but you are still so very much loved by moi and all of our guides, and I hope that you still enjoy. But if it's for you, you're gonna be like, okay, this is definitely for me. It's 100%, I'm feeling it. So I'm starting to get that for those of you who are like, yes, this is me. I'm starting to get questions of what's next. All right. But I do want to slow you down a bit and let you know, well, you're still in rest mode and you're still in this what now energy, but you're still asking me what's next. Come on. All right. So let's take a look at what's next. This deck wants to come out. This deck, I believe it's called the Crystal Tarot. I never use it unless I feel that to be honest, there's mental instability within the client, that I'm reading for. But interestingly, look at how those cards fell out. And the one card that's at the top, Ace of Wands, never looked more clear than that. Okay, so I do have to say that there is no mental instability here. Interesting that they would use, I just heard you guys, can we see it? Yes, of course. In fact, the reason why I tend to use this deck for lack of like mental instability and stuff like that is because they chose to be that way, but also look how fragmented things look. But this card, it's almost like they're using the most fragmented deck, but the energy that overlies it is sheer clarity. Now notice, it's not the Ace of Swords that came through. If for a minute there I thought it was, Ace of Swords is literally the card of clarity. It's got some Ace of Swords energy, but they're saying that you are the Ace of Swords. See, you are the Ace of Swords, the truth. You are the truth, the authentic Ace of Swords. You've confronted yourself, you've looked at yourself. When you're in that authentic space, that's you being the Ace of Swords. But what I'm seeing here is it's the Ace of Wands, brand new beginning. I'm seeing Justice card here as well. This is like the Fool energy on crack. Now I hate to say it that way, but it really does feel that way. It's like it's so exponential of an energy that I'm getting from this Ace of Swords. I see, I must say, I didn't almost, I said it. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, but it's got heavy Ace of Swords energy. So long story short, the process, what's next for you, to answer you, my little gems, or whoever you are, is extreme clarity. But as I saw that card off to the side, I kind of got that some of you are asking already about your next connection. In fact, I was hearing somebody, and I'm hearing that same person right now saying, well, this totally makes sense to me, but I'm not married. I'm going through something else, but I want to be married. When is that going to happen? Is that next? So I do feel that energy for you. I feel that energy coming from you. I feel it. But Spirit is showing us, all of a sudden they like zoomed out, they blurred all these cards except for that one, right? And they're like, look at what's happening. more than you asking, yeah, but will I get married? Yeah, but is my husband coming? They're saying, look at the gift that's coming through. It's clarity. They're saying with that clarity, you could have anything. You could have two husbands, you're saying. No, not really, but you can have anything that you want. So Spirit is kind of, they're not running this home, but I'm going to say it because it's something I need to learn as well. We need to set our sights higher. Yes, from where we are right now, we're like, yeah, but I want to be coupled. I want to be connected. I want to be married. I get it. Because look, I got like 4 placements in Libra. Look, we all about relationships. And I have a Saturn. My Saturn placement is in Libra. So the struggle is real. I get it, right? But we have to get to this place where we see that we are the new beginning. We are the husband. We are the wife. We are the new house. We are literally, it is our energy that through our ability to structure our energy and manifest from that place, we call in that which we are. So if we are still looking for somebody to complete us, that's a reflection that we have not completed something within ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to be a complete cute little ball before we can finally attract somebody. But what it does mean is that our priorities need to be in the right place. You know, it's like somebody who keeps saying, well, yeah, but when do I get that big time job? When do I get that big time job? When do I get that big time job? Well, hold on a second. You didn't even make your resume yet. What's going on? Spirit is trying to put you in the resume class so that you can make the resume. And in fact, Spirit is saying that after this process, your resume will have been completed. And with that complete resume on fully embossed paper, like a boss, you're going to be able to attract as many jobs as you want, high paying jobs as you want. But you're like, yeah, I don't care about that. I just want the job. I just want the job, right? So you see, that's kind of an analogy of what Spirit's trying to say. And hold on, let me tattoo that on myself because listen, I need to learn that too, all right? Maybe I'll just write it down because ouch, okay? But you get my point. And so Spirit is saying, get your priorities straight. So let's go ahead and start wrapping this energy up, this reading up. So to sum up, if this reading is for you, then you are most likely going through a process, whenever it is. You're most likely going through a process where you or somebody that you're with is in an observation stage. And towards that, at the end of that reflection stage, like I was saying, I'm feeling around May, I think it was. I don't know. There will be a decision on how to move forward. For some of you, there will be moving closer to this person because somebody in this connection will have made a decision to go forward with you, or you will have made a decision to go forward with that person, and of course explore and learn and blah blah blah. But for some of you, the decision will be not to continue moving forward, and there will be a separation. And in that sense, from that separation, there will be a lot of course, heartbreak, but it will be for the best. Not only is it something that was decided on at a higher level, just as I looked at the clock, it's at 42 minutes and 24, that 4224, right? It hurts, but there's alignment, right? It wasn't 4242, it's 4224. There's a contrary energy, but there's alignment, 6-6, agreement, right? So there's an agreement from a higher perspective that this connection is not helpful and it's not sustainable, and what could have been gotten from it has already been gotten. And so there's the decision to move on with both of your lives. As Mother Mary said, there are soul contracts already in place. Okay, and this does seem like a situation where it was destined to be for a season and not for all seasons. From that place, the lesson here is to get clear and to be about yourself and to start to build that authenticity. And you know, it hurts even saying this personally, because you guys know me. I am all, if you've watched me for a while, you know I'm all about that love and that connection. And so if you have a chart where your life seems to be pretty chronic with the unrequited love, and you have a lot of lessons in the relationship department, I understand how everything I'm saying right now completely falls flatter than a discus, but it is the truth, and that's how it's coming through here. So Spirit is reminding us that the process itself is simple, right? Remember what they ask you to do? surrender. When you surrender to the process, when you surrender and you go and you read that whole footprints poem and, oh my God, you're carrying me and that's why I only see one set of footprints, then your life will start to move from this place of a lack of emotional fulfillment into emotional fulfillment. Remember earlier we saw the promise of something coming down the pipe for you. Pike, whatever it is. Something's coming in to bring you that 10 of cups, okay? Don't ask when. As I said, don't ask when, because I think somebody asked. I just got a 7. So I don't know if that's in the 7th month of July or if that's 7 months from now. It is not 7 years from now. So don't, and it is not 7 days from now. As I looked up, 44 minutes, 44 seconds. That's the angel saying, boop, boop, not 7 days. But, God, I wish it were 7 days. Listen, if it were 7 days, you need to leave a comment. 7 days from now, you need to leave a comment and say, it was 7 days. And we need to hear that. But anyway, guys, this is what Spirit is saying. For right now, they're saying chill. Take the time out. 4 of Swords energy with a touch of skylight. Surrender as you rest. Count your blessings, and they're saying, for you know not what you do. Right? There's some of you who we just can't see what's going on. We can't see the higher picture. But if you were to see from the higher perspective, you'd be like, oh, okay, all right, I'll take this. What would the higher picture look? Maybe what if you stayed with this person 3 months down the line, you find out this person's got a baby on the way, this person's a crack addict, this person ends up leaving you for someone else, or this job that you ended up taking, next thing you get fired, or you don't know, right? Or you signed this contract on the house and 4 months down, there's a huge tornado that rips it up and now you're in the poor, so my point is Spirit is saying there are just certain things that we're just not going to know until we pass over. It's just part of the process because it's part of the trusting process. They're like, trust us. If it's taken from you, it's not meant for you. And sometimes it's not meant for you because it's designed to protect you. And yeah, listen, we're all together. I'm with you when it's like, well, why don't you just say that? Janelle's a full channel, but you guys aren't saying anything about it. Look, like I say that to them. I'm like, guys, can you just use full sentences? Because when I channel for other people, these sentences, they be coming. But why? Because we're designed not to know. And that's all there is to it, okay? So anyway, signing off for real this time, 6th time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, feel free to reach out. You know where to find me. And again, I do offer readings from as low as 20 all the way up to about 300 for the time being. And anyway, you know where to find me. Mwah.